Welcome to the Devar Torah on Parsha Ha'azinu, brought to you by Be There Israel and Or Chadash. Shana Tovah. So the song of Ha'azinu, which takes up virtually the whole Parsha, is one of the 10 archetypal songs sung throughout history. There's so much commentary on this song, because we're told that it tells the whole history of the world from the beginning to the end. And so one can imagine how many hints and allusions and secrets are encoded into this song. So one of the verses says like this: Hashem bedad yanchenu. Hashem alone led them, meaning Am Yisrael. God alone leads the Jewish people. It's explained, though, that if we just put the comma in the word before, we could read it like this: Hashem bedad, comma, yanchenu. God is alone. He led them. Meaning, God is bedad, alone meaning unique. There's nothing like him. Now we see in Bereshit that we're created in the image of God. Of course, that has a million meanings. What does it mean to be in the image of God? But one of the meanings we find in a connection in the last parsha of the Torah, Zot Bracha, where it says, Vayishkon Yisrael betach bedad. It says, and Israel shall sit or dwell securely alone. Meaning that, as we've seen many, many times in the Torah, that part of Jewish destiny is to be a nation apart. Bilam prophesied this, that we are a nation apart. And we know throughout history this has come true. And there are positive elements of this and negative elements. The positive is that we're able to maintain our lifestyle, our beliefs, our culture, our religion, because we have stood alone. In the negative sense, it was never meant that we were supposed to cut ourselves off from the world. But for much of history, the nations of the world demanded that we be cut off from everyone else. So there's a little bit of what we would call a blessing and a curse in Israel dwelling alone. But the point that I want to make here is that first we describe God as being bedad, and then we describe Israel as being bedad. So we see that this is one of the qualities of being in the image of God. How does this translate in our lives? Even though man is a social animal, there are what we call hermits who prefer to live their whole life as far away from any social interaction as possible. But that is certainly far from being the general principle. Most people, even though they value their privacy and their space, but we're social animals. And yet, here we're told that we're bedad. Because when we look at it closely, each person lives in a self-contained world. No matter how close we are to spouses, parents, children, friends, each one of us 24/7 lives in our own world. We live in our own world. And paradoxically, this is one of the aspects of being in the image of God. God is badad, unique. That's why there's no description that we could give to God that would be accurate. There's no adjective. There's no amount of praise or philosophical exploration that we could do that we're going to be able to pin a definition, especially coming from a human limited mind. God is unique. In fact, recently the Art Scroll Siddur translates the Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hear, O Israel, God, our God, God is one. The Art Scroll now translates one as being unique. More than just being one, God is unique. There's just nothing else that can compare to God. But it's true of a human being also. Each human being is totally unique. Not just in fingerprint, but in every aspect. No matter how much peer pressure there is, or society pressure to fit into a box and a mold, ultimately everyone, as Pirkei Avot says, is born against their will, dies against their will, and will be judged against their will. But in the positive sense, this aloneness that we all experience, sometimes we feel it acutely in what's called loneliness. That's an extreme expression of the awareness of how alone we really are. But in the positive sense, it actually empowers us to be in the image of God. Rabbi Nachman encouraged everyone to do hit bodedut. Hit bodedut comes from the word boded, where he taught that a person should go out alone, preferably in nature, but if not in nature, close the door. Or even with your whole group of people, close your eyes and talk to God alone. It's just you and God. This practice of hit bodedut is an experience where we connect very, very deeply to the very essence of God as it's revealed and expressed in our most inner soul. So with a new year upon us, we should think about this very deeply, and everyone's encouraged to try hit bodedut and to really think about this idea of the uniqueness of God and the uniqueness of each and every individual. And just like God creates the world and recreates the world at every moment, so we also, as an image of God and a unique being, have that power to create and recreate as well. Thanks for watching this Devar Torah. If you like what you heard, which I hope you did, please come to our YouTube station, our website, our Facebook, our blog, our Twitter, and take advantage of a plethora of Torah, of audio classes, videos, poetry, stories, music, word and gematria search. You'll find a lot there, and please share this with your friends. www.thetrugmans.com